WQAD, this is GMQC at 11.
Welcome into Good Morning Quad Cities at 11. I'm Nina Burns.
And I'm David Bohlman. Thank you so much for joining us.
We have breaking news coming out of Alabama. 2 teenagers have been arrested and charged in connection to a Sweet 16 birthday party shooting over the weekend. 4 people died and 32 were injured. The 2 teens, 16 and 17 years old, are both being charged as adults, each receiving 4 counts of reckless murder. We will continue to follow this story throughout the day and on our website at WQAD.com.
The National Weather Service in the Quad Cities says that the Mississippi River at Rock Island is supposed to hit minor flood stage today, which is 15 feet. That's just inches away from where we are right now. The risk of flooding has increased because the snowpack up north is melting from the warmer temperatures. By early next week, the National Weather Service predicts that the Quad Cities area will hit major flood stage, and we may see river levels as high as 21 feet, which is just a foot below the record of 22.7 feet, which was just set back in 2019.
Now is the time to get anything up from low-lying areas that are unprotected by the levee system, get that moved up to high ground and just get everything ready.
And businesses like Mary's on 2nd, who were impacted by the historic flood of 2019, are already preparing as well.
Well, we got the majority of the stuff out of the basement. We still got some stock and a few odds and ends things to get out just in case. Yeah, I just, rely on my community. They've been so good to me, and hopefully they'll be good again if we need them, and I'm sure they will be.
And due to the flood of 2019, Mary's on 2nd sustained nearly $90,000 in damage. The Mississippi River at Rock Island is expected to hit major flood stage within the coming days, and the National Weather Service will release another update tomorrow. Right now, the Mississippi River at Rock Island is at 14.5 feet. Minor flood stage is 15 feet. Forecasters are anticipating the Mississippi River could hit 18 feet within a week. That would affect sections of River Drive in Davenport from Gaines to 4th Street and put LeClaire Park underwater. It also affects River Drive in Moline. And our weather team, of course, is tracking this flooding closely as we get closer to flood stage.
So let's send it over to meteorologist Andrew Stutzky for the first check of the forecast. Hi, Andrew.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, it certainly is concerning that the river continues to climb up, and that's why it's going to be very crucial that we track all of the rain that we could potentially pick up in the next couple of weeks. What we're tracking right now is a severe thunderstorm warning on the very northern fringe of Jackson County. This storm just now coming out of Bernard. It's been warned for a quarter-size hail, if not slightly larger than that at times. But looking at the latest lightning data, it's really starting to trend downward in terms of intensity. But let's show you the hail tracker. There you see it sitting just to the northeast of town there in Bernard. It's going to head to the north of Zwingle and also head towards the Galena territory area here eventually. Let's put the track on it, and you see that's about 20 to 25 minutes away from getting into Galena. So we'll see if it holds its own here. It's been the hail threat is the main thing we've been watching with this storm as it's been pushing through, not so much of a wind maker. Otherwise, there's a couple more scattered showers and storms just north of Macomb, south of the Quad Cities, and not much going on in between. Once this round gets out of here, it's quiet, windy, and warm for the afternoon. We're at 66 right now. I do expect us to get the mid to upper 70s going as we get into the afternoon, and we'll see a few peaks of sunshine here and there as well. We have a few more rounds of storms to track. I'll show you when the most widespread activity is expected. We'll track that coming up.
Thanks, Andrew. The government bridge in Davenport is still closed after a piece of the old I-74 bridge fell off a truck. It landed on the westbound lanes for the Arsenal to close the bridge entirely. Right now, they are assessing the damage and making any needed repairs. No word yet on how long it will be closed, but Arsenal officials say there is no impact to rail, pedestrian, or river navigation during this closure. The demolition fragment was on the way to be recycled.
Clean water is a basic necessity, yet some cities across the country struggle to supply it. While much of the focus has been on what comes out of the faucet, for many Americans, the problem is actually buried within the pipes that carry it to us. Morgan Norwood reports.
You're probably familiar with Flint, Michigan, and problems with its water supply. For years, the city's public water exposed tens of thousands to dangerous levels of lead due to corroded pipes.
We want lead-free water.
And then there's Chicago, which has one of the highest concentrations of lead pipes in the country, with officials estimating 400,000 lead lines delivering water to Chicago area residents. The city now in a multi-year process of replacing pipes.
Our system here in Chicago is complicated, so it's not an easy fix.
Newark, New Jersey had a crisis of its own when its water was contaminated by lead. People were lining up to get clean water, and it forced Newark Water Coalition into action.
Nobody cared about the water crisis at first. We did a lot of town halls, educations, committees.
In 2017, the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection indicated that lead levels in the tap water in schools, businesses, and homes were nearly 2 times the benchmark 15 parts per billion established by the EPA. Well, despite that threshold, experts say there is no safe level of lead exposure and is especially harmful for children and can cause potential damage to the brain and nervous system, learning and behavioral problems, and difficulties with hearing and speech. The nonprofit Newark Water Coalition provided clean drinking water to residents and tested their tap water for free.
A woman came to me and she said, "Thank you so much for telling me about this lead crisis." She was very emotional about it. She had a child with disabilities and her child would continuously drink from the sink.
The city of Newark began the $121 million task of replacing the toxic lead pipes. The work completed in 3 years when it was estimated to take 10.
We rallied to meet this crisis because every day you wait creates more and more of a peril for people's health.
Now, the lead levels in Newark are much lower, and the city is being held up as a model for cities with a lead crisis of their own. Census data from 2020 shows that about 53% of the current U.S. housing stock was built before 1980. Those homes were more likely to have been built with lead pipes that haven't been replaced. In fact, the Natural Resources Defense Council recently estimated as many as 12 million lead service lines in the U.S.
Luckily, some cities are voluntarily starting to pull out their lead pipes, but unfortunately, that's the small minority of cities. We really need a rule that actually requires it.
And there's more money now to address this issue than ever before, with $15 billion in federal money available to replace lead service lines in America. The city of Newark was successful in replacing their pipes, but public trust will take time.
I'm very happy to report that we have limited amounts of lead. I think there's still some lead out there. So one of the things that we offer at the Newark Water Coalition still is testing people's water.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Newark, New Jersey.
And the Illinois EPA has invested nearly $86 million to update wastewater, stormwater, and drinking water projects throughout the state. Coming up, a painting problem.
Why this colorful mural has become a controversy in a small New Hampshire community.
And we're tracking showers and thunderstorms on the radar right now. Actually, one severe thunderstorm on the way for parts of extreme northern Jackson County, Joe Davis County. We will track that, where it's headed next, and when we'll see more storm activity next.
You're watching GMQC at 11 on WQAD.